Hey everybody, welcome to our live. I am Heather. We come to you live each and every day. So you learn about Luminess, what we have to offer, the ins and outs, all the goodness of Luminess. And I label this one, Why Do You Airbrush? Because I want to hear from you. I want to hear why you airbrush. It's important to hear from other people and not just me on reasons to airbrush. Good morning, Lori. How are you? Um, so let me know. Let me know why you airbrush. So during these lives, we always go over the basics, the starter kit, what to do, how to do it, and then of course we use other products, so you get to see everything. And let's go over that real quick. Let me pull up one of the starter kits. All right, this is our Breeze. It's the newest one, the latest and greatest. But it does come, all of our makeup or all the systems come with makeup. So it comes with everything you see here. It comes with the 2 bottles of foundation. It comes with the blush and it comes with Love. Now we give you 2 similar bottles of foundation. So you can color match. You can have that perfect shade match 365 days a year by either using one or the other or mixing them together. And then Love is something you may not use every day, but it's something that you'll love. I use it more in the summer. And then our blush, we know our blush is super high pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. Goes a long way. Hello, Sonia. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Yay. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Jeannie. Hello, everybody. Been doing pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to use Love today. And so how long, let me know how long everyone has been airbrushing. That's always fun to get to know too. What color is that? Trying to figure out what I want to do. We'll use some glow. What do I want to do? Do I want to use my bronzer? I might use my bronzer. I might try something else. Stephanie's been airbrushing for about 2 years. That's awesome. So I'm shaking it up, shaking it up. Jeannie says a few years. Lori, since 2019. All right. So now I have my system and my face is prepped. I am going to go in and use some glow like underneath my eyes to kind of highlight a little bit. Hey, Jacqueline. Is there a difference between the black Breeze and the white Breeze? So the white Breeze is for the skincare. That's specifically for the skincare. And then the black one is for the makeup. And so the head on the white Breeze, do I have one here? No, I do not. The head on the white Breeze, it's the needle, like where the skincare goes out is a little bit different because it's a little bit different of a formula than the makeup. So you can use the white head on the black Breeze. So you can take off the stylus. Basically, this is the stylus. You can take off that stylus and put the white head on it and use that one for the skincare and then go back to this one for the makeup. That's a great question. About 3 years. Melissa, since 2019. So I'm still holding it 4 finger widths away. I do look up so it stretches that skin the way I need it. You always want your stylus pointing directly at you and level. However, when I do airbrush underneath my eyes, I kind of point it down just a little bit so that air is not blowing directly into my eye. And now I'm just kind of going over it to cover those problem areas. Because the other great thing about airbrush makeup is you don't need the same amount of makeup everywhere. You know, I usually hit those problem areas and then I keep going. All right, so now, because we're going to do, because I always like to do something different. Those of you who are new, you see me do this all the time. I do like to do my blush and like contouring, especially if I'm airbrushing first. And the reason for that is our blush is super high pigmented. And so a little bit goes a long way. And so if you do get little blush happy, you can blend it with the foundation. Sonia has been airbrushing since the very first Luminous. I actually did a makeup lesson with a lady yesterday, and she still had our very first airbrush. It was in the silver box, like a silver box bag thing, to store it. I was like, wow, it's been a while. All right, trying to think how I want to do this. Let's just do it different. So I'm now going to use Love. I did the, you know, I did Glow to cover it up. I'm going to use Love. Now, Love it's not a shimmer, but it does give your skin some luminosity. Of course, Sonia, that's what I'm here for. I'm glad you asked questions. Good morning, Cindy. And so I'm actually putting the Love everywhere. Now, the one thing, it does show up better on darker skin tones. So if you are lighter skin tone like me, don't overdo it, because you can overdo it and then you'll kind of look crazy. Not really, but it'll be too shiny. So I'm just giving my skin some luminosity, but I also know that it will be covered a little bit it'll blend it with the with the foundation when I get to that. So now I'm going to add a little bit. Let me change. I'm going to do my blush. So this is the other thing I've been doing. I have been almost contouring with my blush. At my house, I only have the Cut 2 palette. And if you know our Cut 1 and Cut 2 palette, the Cut 1 is lighter, the Cut 2 is darker. And so I haven't tanned or anything. So the Cut 2 can be a little bit too dark if I get a little heavy-handed with it. And so I've actually been contouring with my blush and doing it instead of just like the apples of the cheek and moving. I've kind of been doing a little bit more to kind of do a blush contour, so I don't have to do the bronzer contour or the matte contour. Does that make sense? So I have my blush, and now I'm going to kind of smirk. And I'm kind of bringing it up a little bit more too. If that makes sense. So I do kind of go up to the temple. I guess I go wider with my blush when I'm contouring with it. Can go at my temples a little. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do. Now we know that it's going to bloom a little, so it is going to come out a little bit more. So that's why, if you are new, that's why I usually recommend doing the blush first. Because guys, remember, this is a touchless application. So we're not wiping anything off and then putting something over it. Like, it goes on and it stays. It goes on and it stays. You're not touching it. Now I am going to do a little bit of the matte bronzer because I need to get rid of that lovely guy. So I'm only going to do a couple of drops. And then I always spray on a paper towel because, like, we don't have to clean in between, but I do blow it out. If that makes sense. I just blow out whatever color I'm using. And then before I spray it on my face, I make sure that the color that I want is coming out. So I'm going to do it on my chin, jawline area, very light. might go up a little bit more. Just a little. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm not going to go, I'm just doing the blush contour. Okay, hold on, let me see. Sonia has a question. When we get the new Breeze, it comes with foundation and skincare. Do we still need to purchase the white head? Sonia, it depends on what, I'll have to look it up. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. They package new ones, like new kits together. So it depends on, where am I? Okay. It depends on, what you're getting, I guess. Let's do the systems. And then the skincare, if you're talking, okay, I think I see that one. So with those, with the skincare, you get like the 2 balls of foundation, Love and Blush, then the eyeshadow lip palette, and then you get 3 of those. It only comes with the Breeze. And those 3 products will work fine in your Breeze. If you ever wanted to kind of like expand on some of those, you can, and just purchase the head. Just purchase the white head, and you can exchange that, like take this one off, put the white head on. So you can't. So the 3 that come with that system is fine. You're fine to use it. Just make sure that you do clean it after using it. Okay. So you want to make sure that you do clean it through after you use it. But great questions. All right. So now what have I done? Now I'm going to use my foundation, and I'm going to shake it up. And I only need probably about 5 drops, because I did my glow, I did Love, I did blush, I did a little bit of contouring. So I already have a lot of coverage. And so I'm really only using the foundation to kind of blend everything out, because I already have most of my coverage. So I can go in, and I usually make 1 pass. Notice like the moves that I make are very deliberate. I'm not using it like as a free-for-all. I'm not going, everywhere. The moves that I make are very deliberate. I'm very lightly pulling down on this trigger. The biggest thing, what people end up doing is when they get this system home, is they apply it like traditional makeup. We know that this is a different way of applying it, but then they still are expecting to feel it and see it, on their skin. And that's not how airbrush makeup works. You're spraying so light that you really don't even want to see it go on. And that's why I tell people to practice with a paper towel. Get a couple of, put a couple of drops of your foundation in there, and then just go in. I'm going to do my eyes real quick too. And then go in and spray the paper towel, because what you'll find is like, you're barely pulling down on this trigger and you're like, oh, something's coming out, and I didn't even think anything was coming out. And so you never really want to see it go on. It honestly should look and feel like magic. Like, oh my gosh, I look flawless. I didn't even think anything was coming out, because it should dry instantly. Okay. It should dry instantly. It shouldn't be wet or anything. Now that's when we get to be perfect at it, because we know that airbrush makeup is very forgiving. So in the beginning, if it does feel wet, just take your finger off the trigger and just use the air, and you can use it to dry. Okay. But you'll hopefully get to that point where you do not, it doesn't feel wet or sticky. All right. Oh, thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. Trina says, I'm finally getting the hang of it. I'll be sold if the setting spray gives me the longevity that I need. Love it. Trina, did you get the spray one or the one that you blow? I prefer, and guys, I just tell you, what I like and what I've experienced. Darlene says that's a wonderful tip. Thank you. You're welcome. I love the can final seal. Love, 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 love. Um, the spray is on the way. Oh, the spray one is on the way. I love it because one, it smells divine. I love it. And I used it several years ago when I moved. I think I moved in like August, and I'm in Texas, so you know it's hot. And I did a full face of makeup that day and used the final, I airbrushed and then used the final seal, the spray one, and took, I was going to say that, Trina. Did you call the beauty experts and talk to them about that? Were you the, because I heard that from the beauty experts that somebody had called and was talking about. Yeah, I prefer just the smell alone. I like it, but I love the can one, the one you just spray, because it is. I'll have to tell them you came on the live, but you'll love it. It smells so good. But I use it like on Sundays when I'm going to church, or I use it a lot in the summer. But I did, when I moved, I did the final seal, took a photo when the movers got there, which was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then took photos throughout the day. And at the very end, I was so tired, but my makeup stayed. It stayed. And so the big thing with airbrush makeup alone will last 17 to 18 hours. Okay. If you're applying it correctly. Okay. If you're still applying it like traditional makeup, then it's not going to last because you're spraying too heavy. It's too wet. It's too whatever. It's not. But if you do it the right way, spraying lightly, which goes against everything we know up until this point, right? We know traditional makeup where we're used to seeing it smearing around. What airbrush makeup's like, oh, and you don't feel it, right? And so as long as you're spraying it correctly, it will last. And actually, I talked to another lady on one of the classes, and she's a photographer in Arizona. And when she was talking, she's like, she had just a couple of questions, and we were talking about, she's like, I'm sold, because normally when you're taking a photo, your face rests on the screen, and so if she's showing a client, she would have to take her shirt and kind of wipe off the screen before showing it to her. And she doesn't have to do that when she uses LUMINESS. And so I did tell her about the final seal, So I can get it on without being sticky and sweat it up. Yay! You are a pro, Trina. You are a pro. I showed some friends a picture of me from 40 years ago, and that I found. They said I'd hardly changed in all that time. I don't think I'd be the way that it would be the way if it wasn't for LUMINESS. Cindy, I love that. I mean, guys, if you think about it, like, we're not touching our skin. You're not pulling on your face, right? So when we're not touching it and pulling on our face, we're not creating more wrinkles and crinkles. It's the pulling and tugging and rubbing and blah, blah, blah that creates the wrinkles and crinkles. We're saving our skin. Cindy says, I use the can one whenever I'm, she knows that she's in for a long day. And then Darlene said, I'll probably answer this question a million times. How does it hold under masks? So it holds under mask. I will tell you right now, like during mask time, I wore them. I did use the final seal a lot when using them. But if you have like constant rubbing for 8 hours, like if you're wearing it for work or whatever, it's going to come off, but it's significantly less than if you wore traditional makeup and put that on. Like it just wipes it off. But you won't experience that if you're airbrushed, and then you can use the final seal as extra. All right, so I'm going to go in and do a little bit of some eyeshadow. And guys, with eyeshadow, you don't need to, oh, how am I out of focus? Hold on, let me get back. Okay. You with eyeshadows, even you don't. It doesn't need to be complicated. How am I keep getting out of focus? This is so weird. So weird. Ooh. Okay, now I'm not gonna move. And we used to talk about this all the time because you guys would always say, like, everybody talks about how great my skin looks and how great, you know, when I start wearing airbrush makeup, like everybody talks about how my skin looks. And guys, that's what you want. You don't want somebody to come up and say, oh, your makeup, it looks, I mean, you do, but your makeup looks really good. They notice your skin because you don't have that thick pancake traditional makeup look. So if somebody comes up and they're like, oh, you look so good, you look rested and youthful, and they don't necessarily notice the makeup, that's awesome. Well, I demonstrate. Yeah, I will. I don't have it here with me, but Jacqueline, it's you just put a couple of drops in your breeze or in your system, your stylus, and that one you can do this, or like you can concentrate it. Like if you were wearing a mask, you could concentrate it in certain areas. Like I sweat here. And so that's when I use the spray, I use it there. So it's just like airbrushing makeup on, except it is colorless, and you can just close your eyes and spray it on or focus it in certain areas. With the Final Seal spray, let me see if I have some in here. I do have some. I'll show you with this one. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do a little bit. My eyes, I feel like tired or something today. So I feel like I need to brighten them up a little. Feel like I need a little oomph. Heather, any tips on using the X out? Yes. So I know X out is, some of you may have received it with like a gift with purchase, or you could purchase it for a discounted price when you ordered. And the Final Seal is one that I call pre-coverage. I don't say like, oh, our concealer, or because we have so many items that can work for pre-coverage. We do have airbrush concealers. We have color correctors. You can use foundation. So there's a lot of different things that you can use for pre-coverage. And so when I first start doing my makeup, I go in and hit those problem areas with my pre-coverage. Today, I used Glow as my pre-coverage, where I go in and hit the dark circles, I have broken capillaries right here that I have to hit. Oh, what is going on today? That's gonna drive me crazy. And so, you know, it's finding out what's going to work best for you. So with eraser, it only comes in one shade. It's only that light shade. So somebody like me versus somebody with darker skin tone they might look at that and go, I can't use that. Well, you can. But again, remember, you're going to spray light, just like Glow. Where is it? Is super, super light. I used that today. You didn't see white. It started light, it was starting to light up, but you didn't see white. And so in the beginning, what I recommend is mixing a couple of drops of your foundation in with eraser, because it will make it more flesh color. It'll make it where it's a little bit easier to apply. And so you can definitely just put like 2 drops of eraser and a drop of your foundation, mix those together, and then you can spray that underneath your eyes. But again, you're making light passes. So you can make a pass, make a pass, then go back, kind of cover what you need to cover, and then go back. But you have to make light passes. In the beginning, if it looks too cakey, take a sponge, take a brush, tap it out, tap it out, tap it out, and then you can keep going. But you can mix it in with a foundation to make it a little bit easier. I'm sorry, that's eraser. X out does come in 2 shades, but again, you may need to mix, you can mix a drop of foundation in with it as well. For dark circles, and depending on how dark they are, I love our airbrush concealers. It's going to give you most coverage, like the highest amount of coverage, or the peach color corrector is great. That's great for, you know, sunspots, dark circles. Lately, it always happens like, I'm like, oh, I'll use this because I haven't used it in a while. I'm obsessed with the purple Prism color corrector. It highlights underneath. It looks amazing. I'm obsessed with the lavender now. So kind of play with it. Trina, mix a drop of your foundation in there if you feel like you need a little bit more coverage, if you already have the X out, and try that out. Jacqueline, how are you, Jacqueline? Says that she's using 8 drops. I've been using 8 drops because I'm using 8 drops of foundation, Jacqueline. I've been using 8 drops. Guess I'm too much. Jacqueline, verify that that's the foundation that you're talking about, and then I'll talk about that. Darlene says, is that still recommended with the 4-in-1? With the 4-in-1, the silk 4-in-1, if you're looking at different finishes, I would only stick between the silk, advanced silk 4-in-1 and rose 4-in-1. There's 18 shades, and you have, and they're the neutral. Like, they're more neutral. They're not going to be the pink or the yellows, but you have 18 shades. So what you are in one, you're going to be in the other. I love silk and I love rose. It's whatever. I mean, I always say try when the foundations go on sale. Try one. Get a small bottle of it if they have them, and try it. Just try a different finish. But me personally, I would stick with silk or rose. Jacqueline says 8 drops of Final Seal. Yes, too much. So yeah, I mean, if it works, great, but I think you can use probably like 4 or 5 to do that. So yeah, good questions. All right, now I'm going to go in with some dark brown just in Jacqueline. Miss Lori says hello. So I'm just using a flat eyeshadow brush just to get it on there. And now I'm going to throw that blending brush over there. And then I'm going to blend. I'm like, I hope I can find that later. All right. Now I'll go in and do a little bit. And Jacqueline says hello. Miss Lori. So I'm doing just some eyeshadow. You guys know I love eyeshadow underneath my eyes because no pull, high pigmented, and I'm set. Now I'm going to find my brush that I only use for powder and swipe. Since I added the darker shade of eyeshadow, I just swiped it to see if there was any fallout there, which we very rarely have fallout with Luminess because everything is so high pigment. But guys, look how that blush is so nice and blended. It doesn't, it's not too much. It looks amazing. All right, so now I'm gonna grab my mascaras. And I actually do the final seal after my mascara. So I do everything. And I'll probably be adding more mascara, but time-wise. And with this one, being that this is, and guys, this is the other, okay, so like I'm looking at my eyes. Do you see, like there's a hard line right there. It looks funky. So you can always check. You can always go in and blend. You can always go back and fix and tweak, as I like to call it. You know, whatever we need to tweak, right? All right. So now I'm going to add a neutrally pinky kind of lip. And I probably will go in and add more mascara, but with that, I'm going to use the final seal. I'm going to shake it up. And I don't know why. I just have to spray it out to make sure. And then hold it about 6 inches away from your face. Oh, that smell. It's like coconuts. I feel like I'm on a beach. So there you go. And then if it's like it is a little wet right now, don't touch it. Just it'll absorb in your skin. Don't touch it. If it was bugging you, just do your breeze. You can dry it that way, but don't touch it. It will absorb and everything will be great. Okay? So don't touch it. You look gorgeous. Thank you, Sonia. Fast and easy way. Yes, guys. And people always, you know, like gone are the thoughts of, oh, I only do airbrush for special occasions. No, you can do airbrush every day. Every day. You'll get it down. It might seem cumbersome at first, but once you get it down, that's why I say get airbrushing, get the foundation down, because once you have that down, it doesn't matter what's in your machine, you know how to airbrush. And so you will be able to get it down to seconds, guys. You're going to be so fast with it. And so just play with it. Keep working. Every time you have this in your hand, you're learning every time, and you'll get it. You'll get it. I promise. What you're struggling with, everybody has struggled with. So you can do it. If you need to, book appointment with me. I do them on Mondays and Wednesdays at noon. Come back and ask questions. Go to our Facebook page under LUMINESS Live. Dorothy's on not 24/7, but Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Ask her a question. Find the real live, not a past one, but the one that's actual live, and you can type in a question. You can call a beauty expert. I think that's what Trina did. She called and talked to one of our beauty experts. I think she talked to Dorothy. Dorothy or Cindy or Helen, maybe. I can't remember. But we have some great beauty experts on the line that you can talk to. So definitely reach out. We don't just say, hey, thanks for buying our system. Bye-bye. No, we are here for you. There's so many ways to reach out and learn how to airbrush. So don't get frustrated. Everybody experience it. I've been doing this for 25 years. You're not going to tell me anything I haven't heard. Okay? There's not going to be any shockers for me. So come out and let us know. All right? All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing y'all next time. We're here Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and we're here to answer any of your questions. All right? Bye for now. Darlene, I'm popping back on because I just saw that. Darlene said, do you ever cover your skincare routine? Yes. And we are actually we're working on that. So I have one of the ladies who is one of our beauty experts, normally does not have like a beauty regimen, skincare kind of thing. So we have just sent her the products, and I'm going to have her do it, and we're going to see the progression and see what happens. So yes, we will be doing that, and I'll probably let you guys know on when we're going to do it. All right, because we'll probably do it on Mondays. where we'll do skincare. Skincare Mondays. Sure. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.